that you're getting on, maybe a conference call once a week. You might even want to check with them a couple times a week. One of the things that I used to do when I at my prior employer, I traveled from Chicago to Arizona. And so that was my first time actually working remotely with the actual team. So I've worked with people remote online and doing video conferences. But when people are in a whole different state than you, in a whole different country, it definitely takes a lot more. What's the word I'm thinking of? It definitely takes a lot more effort. There we go. It definitely takes more effort to be able to make sure that not only are these people still staying on task with what you have them a part of, but also to make sure that they're actively engaged. Because it's very easy, especially when you're not in the same area or you're not in the same vicinity or you're not in the same office, it's very easy to get distracted and kind of be taken away from other things. And so it takes a little bit more extra effort when someone is remote to be able to make sure that they understand what's going on and that they're initially assisting and they're being a part and they're being actively engaging. And sometimes that could easily be doing like some fun things where you could do things across town, well, across video conferencing. One thing I can think of, just thinking off the top of my head, just to keep the engagement, is maybe having like a working session or lunch working session. So getting lunch for people that you're collaborating with in your office or in your business, as well as those that are that's external. Doing a working session business lunch is always great. Getting food for everybody, playing games that can be played across video conferencing is always a great way to continue to build that trust, to build that teamwork, and to continue to build that sportsmanship of getting a task done. And then, of course, again, this ties hand in hand. It's just fostering a creative culture. People should be able, when they're in a collaborative space, they should be able to understand that their creativeness is the reason that they're part of the project. We're not looking for people who have the same mind type of thing. Yes, everybody will have and accomplish for a target goal. Yes, everyone will have the same mindset for a goal. But what we're truly and defining and what we're looking for is we're looking for people who have different perspectives, which is the whole purpose of collaboration in the first place. You want people that have creative thinking. You want people that have different experience from you in the same realm, but in different experiences. You want people that have seen certain things from a positive perspective and from a negative perspective. So that way you don't make the same mistakes as your competitors or people that you're trying to work for or bring presentation to. So having that creative culture and making sure that that culture fosters those ideas and gives that room for people to be able to be creative is definitely crucial, and it's going to give the necessary steps to make your actual project a success. And so if you guys, I highly, highly, highly encourage that if you have some time, take some time to read mindtools.com. Go on their website. They have a really great website of all different types of knowledge and information when it comes down to problem solving, making decisions, from project management, skills for leadership. There's so many different things on this website. So that's mindtools.com. And this particular article is how to collaborate successfully, which I thought was absolutely a great read, and I wanted to share this for the first episode of season 2. So I'm so excited again to be back, you guys. Again, feel free to visit our website at www.thecoworkingculture.com. You can also visit my website as well to learn more about myself and upcoming events and endeavors that are going on with me, www.IamAliJoseph.com. So again, we talked a little bit today about, in our first episode of season 2, collaboration excellence, setting the tone with collaboration. And so we gave you some tips and tools to make sure that you set the tone to start your your collaboration journey. Oh my goodness, some of the words. So we made sure to give you some tips and tools to start your collaboration journey successful, make sure that it's defined and that it executes all the way throughout the start of the project to the end of the project. Again, the top 2 collaboration pieces that we talked about was open collaboration as well as closed collaboration. The 5-6 steps for successful collaboration, of course, one is defining your purpose. Choose open or closed collaboration or a mixture of both. Involving the right people, which is key to making sure that this is successful. Achieve buy-in, and then encouraging collaborative behavior. And so when you go on the website as well, it gives more. When you go on the article, it'll show other different opportunities and shows different other like article information. There's key points we're talking about collaboration. There's also just some knowledge and information that you can learn about the pitfalls of poor collaboration. And that's just something to keep in mind as well. And so, like I stated, as we go into season 2, we're going to have different guests that's going to talk a little bit more in depth about the other types of collaboration pieces that I mentioned a little bit earlier: cross functional, cross cultural, as well as virtual. There are some people that I've connected with that are very, very good and are experts in these areas. And I think this will be great information to share with you guys as well, to be able to make sure that your collaboration journey is successful, it's efficient, and you get the results that you're seeking with regards to what you're doing as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the complete season 2. This completes season 2, episode 1 of the Co-working Culture podcast. Again, I'm so excited to be back online, guys. It's been an honestly a very great journey. It's been a great journey over the last couple of months, but it's also been a bittersweet journey as well. And so I'm so glad to be back and doing something that I'm passionate about and bringing you guys tools and tips about collaborating and co-working better to make sure that you are successful with whatever endeavors that you're looking to do. Thankful for you guys for just tuning in and supporting the podcast. Greatly appreciate you guys supporting season 1. If you have not heard, we are on all of the major platforms now. We are all across social media. We are all across all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and now iHeartRadio. And so I'm so thrilled. Thank you to each one of these platforms for allowing myself and allowing the co-working culture to be a part of the platform and being a part of the lineup as well. I'm so thrilled. I'm not gonna lie, guys. When I got the news that the co-working culture was a part of iHeartRadio, I literally like almost did a backflip. Mind you, I haven't done a mind you, I haven't done a backflip since I was probably not a backflip, but a flip period, since I was maybe like 8. So I almost wanted to. So when I saw that they accepted the podcast, I was so excited. But yes, those are just the top 4. So we're on Spotify. We are on the Co-working Culture podcast is on Spotify. We are on Google Podcasts. So we just recently got that approval as well. Apple Podcasts, which is huge, of course. So if you go on iTunes, you'll and look up podcasts, you can look up the Co-working Culture. And then now we are also on iHeartRadio. And so we are on the iHeartRadio lineup for podcasts. So very excited about that. You also can tune in so that way you're never missing a show. Make sure that you guys tune in by downloading the app. So if you have Google Play, go on Google Play right now, if you must, right now, so you don't forget. Go on Google Play in your actual app, go on Google Play app, and you can download the Co-working Culture app. So the podcast does have its own app. Type in the Co-working Culture. It will pop up. You will see my beautiful face and some of our platforms that we're on. Download the actual app. And so anytime there's a brand new podcast show that I bring out, you guys will get a push notification letting you know that a new episode has been downloaded. And this is more content that you can have in your actual app to be able to address and to be able to successfully enhance your brand. So never miss a show with me, your host, Ali Joseph. Go to Google Play right now, download the Co-working Culture app, and never miss an episode once we are downloading, recording, and downloading the show as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I am so excited to be a part and be back on air and be able to share this content with you guys. Of course, you guys can follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook at Ali Joseph. I do also have my business page, Ali Joseph. Currently, it's at Ali Joseph, founder of Executives Go. That name will change. As soon as we get the approval for the change, I will go ahead and communicate that with you guys as well. I'm also on Twitter at Co-working Culture. That's COWORKN Culture. So that's on Twitter. And I'm also at Co-working Culture on Instagram. So make sure that you all are following me and, of course, following the podcast, the Co-working Culture, on Facebook and on Instagram at Co-working Culture. So I said that incorrectly. So let me rephrase. So Instagram, I'm on there as I am Ali Joseph. So that's my personal Instagram. And then the co-working culture Instagram is at co-working culture, COWORKN culture. So you can go on those different platforms as well and follow us. So that way we have upcoming events. You'll know the upcoming episodes and more when you tune in on social media. And of course, we have all the fun stuff that's going on social media as well. So you get to see different places that we go, different events. It's definitely awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was season 2, episode 1, collaboration excellence, setting the tone and collaboration right here on the Co-working Podcast, the Co-working Culture Podcast. I am your host, Ali Joseph. Thank you guys for tuning in. And of course, if you like the content that you're listening to, or if you have other ideas that you want to see in the future with the co-working culture podcast, make sure that you guys send us an email, info@thecoworkingculture.com. That's info@thecoworkingculture.com. You can email us directly, or you can email us from the website, thecoworkingculture.com. If you have ideas on different topics that you would like to talk about in entrepreneurship, if there's different strategies that you want to listen to, or as well, if you want to go ahead, if you like what you heard, or if you have more questions about today's episode as well as future episodes, feel free to send us an email. We'll go ahead and respond to you as soon as we can. Thank you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm excited to be back on air, and I look forward to bringing you more content here on season 2 of the Co-working Culture. I'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, and of course, continue to stay high in your mindset, continue to stay high with your goals, and always execute for excellence. Talk to you guys soon.